Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 22, and we're here in the Losail International Circuit to start our Moto2 Career Mode. It's time for the Qatar GP. So in fourth position, just off the front row, we're waiting for the red lights to go out, and away we go! It's a good start, it's a clean start for most riders. Sam Lowe's to the right-hand side there, Aaron Canet to Augusto Fernandez, and even Pedro Acosta in the lead. He was rapid in the qualifying session, but Grant now positions his motorcycle up on the inside of Fernandez to split the two Red Bull KTMs. And do we have a chance of a lunge going into the left-hand side? We're going to go for it early here into turn two. It's going to be a little bit of contact. It's Acosta versus Grant in this very, very early stage of the season. Moto2 is here, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait to see what happens in this season. The Moto3 World Champion up against the former Moto3 World Champion in Pedro Acosta. But we've just got away ever so slightly here. 0.3 of a second into turn 5. But do be warned, the AI can be relatively slow in the opening few laps. And speaking of slow, that's a slow entry going into turn 6, compromising exit speed, as we did lose a good couple of tenths of a second to the Red Bull KTM man just behind us in Pedro Acosta. So great job from Marcos Ramirez there. Look at him in 6th position. He was rapid in the qualifying session. Had a great qualifying on board the MV Augusta, which is certainly a shock to us all. But to the left-hand side now for turn 10. Very ominous corner. It's a tough corner to get right, and it's also a tough corner to really lose the front on. I lost the fronts twice into free practice there, but this time not the same can be said here. But into turn 12 now, the very difficult section of Qatar now, to go a little bit wide, bring it in nice and tight, run it deep now into the rumble strip and bring it in nice and tight once more. And they're going to look a little bit too wide, but we're alright, we're pretty good. Still on board the motorcycle and still looking very strong on board the MB Conveyors speed up team. So going into the final corner now then, Pedro Acosta 2.5 of a second is going to just increase the lead ever so slightly, but I'm very curious to see what happens when we bring on the power, get down the back straight and get into turn 1. It's very likely that the AI is going to catch us up. Power setting 2 for the time being. I don't want to abuse power setting 3. Got to get the feeling for the fuel, got to get the feeling for the bikes for now. So power setting 2 for the time being. Power setting 3 will be used when we need it against the 120% difficulty AI. But now to the left hand side, turn 2. Status quo right now here in the Qatari desert. Acosta Fernandez on the podium right now with Matt Grant, of course, the Moto3 World Champion, which in a way we kind of dominated in the previous championship. But this time it's Moto2, brand new start, brand new livery, brand new helmet made courtesy from Sergio23, of course, what a legend. And we're swapping over to the pink rather than the yellow on the boots, etc. this year. But now into turn 6, I'm quite surprised that we still have this advantage. The gap is still there. It's 0.5 of a second. It kind of oscillated ever so slightly as Marcos Ramirez and Iagora doing a good old battle there for 6th and 7th place respectively. Not seeing much of Aaron Canet, not seeing much of the World Championship leader in real life in the former Celestino Vietti. No sign of the man on board the VR46, Mooney Kalex, anywhere at this stage of the Grand Prix. But going into the left-hand side, Pedro Acosta coming into turn 11. That was quack. Oh my goodness, that was rapid. Never mind quack, it was meant to be say quick there, but hey, oh, never mind about that. Into turn 12, the Red Bull KTM duo have taken over at the front. And this is what I said earlier. The AI on that first lap can be really slow, really sluggish. And then from there on out, it's full power, full gas, baby. And now into the left-hand side for turn 15, really closing in to the rear of Acosta. It's Grant against Acosta again. Seen it so many years in the MotoGP 21 career mode as Grant lines up a move up on the inside for turn 16. There's a little moment there on the rumble strip. Just forced me to lift the motorcycle up. There's a bit more contact just before the start of the pit lane entrance there. Goodness me, that was a little bit topsy-turvy, but across the line we are the fastest man on track, but not for long. Look at all the names popping up onto the left-hand side of the screen. Jeremy Alcoba, the fastest man on the Liqui Moly Dynavolt intact team with a 1:59.150. That's a much quicker lap time than us, so we're obviously holding up the pack right now. As you can see in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, quite the train right now here in Qatar, so maybe we are holding things up, but also at the same time, can it be? We are 0.3 of a second ahead of Acosta behind us. 3 laps of 5 already. This one is going so quick, and I think there's another tail to this story, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee it. I don't think it's going to be smooth sailing from this point onwards. We've got the medium front and the hard rear, which is actually recommended by the game, so we'll see what happens as we now go into the final couple of laps in this Grand Prix for Qatar. We now go to the right hand side. The night sky is beginning to loom. It's going to get a little bit darker here in the desert of the Lusail International Circuit, but now to the right hand side, Acosta is there. Probably need to play defensive going into turn 10 now, because Acosta was absolutely ridiculous going into this 11th corner. Into the left hand side now, power setting 2 for now. Maybe I need to concern power setting 3, get him up on the phone and get him a call, because power setting 3 is about due to be used here in Moto2. But into the right hand side, we'll go for 13. Keep it in nice and tight, line the motorcycle up and then chuck it over to the right hand side once more. Acosta still in the lead. The heart rate not too bad, still relatively calm at this stage of the Grand Prix. But into the left hand side, AI gets a little bit too close to the rumble strip every time in that one, so bear that in mind for a possible manoeuvre in the next couple of laps. But a small amount of contact as we got to keep Pedro Acosta at bay. If he gets ahead of us, the pace could be unreal, and the worst has happened. Power setting 3, I dial on you. It's time to help me out now. There's Augusto Fernandez having a look behind him. Across the line, the fast lap time is still Jeremy Alcoba. I was expecting Acosta to just absolutely smash it then, but here we go. This is the part I was concerned about. Acosta getting to the front, free track, free clean air ahead of him. This could mean danger for the rest of us. We've got to stay with him. We cannot lose that slipstream. You see the heart rate is beginning to increase now because the pressure is beginning to mount. There's a crash behind us. Not entirely sure who it was. Grabbed all the brakes. Oh, it's an aggressive move. That's a very aggressive move. But Acosta fires back brilliantly. Oh, we fire back again. Can we get up on the inside? Going into the left-hand side for turn 6. Small amount of contact, as he did kind of brake check me a little bit there. Goodness me, Acosta, I like to brake a bit later than that, but Augusto Fernandez is certainly going to be putting his bid in for the Grand Prix victory here today, and this is going to go, I can already sense it, it's going to go mad. It's going to absolutely explode, this one. If it wasn't simmering, it's ready to boil. It's going to really kick off as we go into the right-hand side for turn 9. Difficult section of track, this one. Really, really difficult to get right, and we have to get it critical performance here coming out of the left-hand side for turn 11. We have lost a lot of ground. Power setting 3 is needed once more. Power setting 3 is enabled, and now we have a chance to chase down Pedro Acosta. 4/10 of a second is the Red Bull KTM IO rider. 2/10 of a second, or 1/10 of a second, is his teammate behind me. This Red Bull KTM sandwich as it is, as we made a mistake. Oh no, we're off the podium, down to 4th place. Now it's down to this. Sam Lowe is ahead of us. The Battle of the Britons going into the first corner, or at least final corner, for the 4th and almost final time. This penultimate lap has certainly been interesting as we'll bring on the power in Fernandez's rear slipstream and we'll try and get back at Acosta, but that is a big ask. 7/10 of a second is the gap to Acosta. Across the line, still no changes on the fastest lap, but Acosta not even quicker than Alcoba. Alcoba with that 1:59 is actually quite a crazy lap time, if all things considered. But wide into the first corner is cramped. Sam Lowe's out to the right hand side. Need to squeeze on through. I do apologise, Sam. Gesticulation from the Brits as they're not happy with each other's performance there. I'm desperate to get back on the podium. I'm desperate to fight back against Pedro Acosta. 7/10 of a second is the gap, as I'm going to try and just lunge up on the inside, just park it up on the inside of the Mark VDS rider. Now we have a chance of getting back into second position. Goodness me, this one is going to go down to the wire. 5/10 of a second. Do we have a lunge up on the inside of Fernandez? Goodness me, this has woken me up. We're ready now. 4/10 of a second quicker in this particular lap. Is this going to come down to the final corner? We've got to get close enough into turn 10 and 11. That's where Acosta is absolutely rapid. This is the moment of Fernandez trying to move up on the inside, not allowing him. The heart rate is increasing. It's reaching its boiling point. As Fernandez fights back. Up on the inside of the Red Bull KTM rider once more. It's a ding-dong of a battle for second position here, but he's holding me up. If you want any chance of getting into Pedro Acosta, stick in my rear slipstream, and then we have a chance of chasing down the young Spaniard, the youngest man on the grid almost, second to Fermin Aldeguer, my teammate as well actually, as we go into the right-hand side for 13. Acosta 6/10 of a second. It's going to need an absolute bloody miracle to chase down that young Spaniard now, but for the time being, it's all defence, well, all eyes on the defence for the second position, but we are still really rapid here, 1.5 seconds quicker than the previous lap time. We should have gone for power steering 3 earlier on. I guess we have so much fuel, just didn't really optimise it very well, but Pedro Acosta, a victory beckons him for the first race of the season here in Qatar, and a podium for the man who won the World Championship in Moto3 last season. So Pedro Acosta wins, Grant in second, and Fernandez takes a brilliant third position. So how about that one then, guys? I hope that just was a nice entree or starter for the rest of this season, for a fantastic season I have no doubt it's going to be. So stick around for now, guys, and be sure to hit the subscribe button because we've got a lot more racing to do. So Pedro Acosta wins, Grant second, and Augusto Fernandez in third place, but a great podium in our first race in Moto2. Well, you don't need a degree in maths to figure out the championship standings. It's exactly the same as the race just finished just a moment ago. But looking at the team championship, Red Bull KTM IO, what a great start for them. A first place and a third position in their first Grand Prix in Qatar. Brilliant start and good start for the MB Conveyors Speed Up team. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and make sure to stick around because we've got so much great content coming out very, very soon. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment and subscribe, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.